When you understand what the architect does, you understand why they like this guy, Saul Alinsky. Saul Alinsky's book, Rules for Radical, is a play-by-play book that the Democratic Party uses against the American people. Saul Alinsky was a mafioso type character who got into politics, and he broke down how to use mob Gestapo tactics in politics. Now, Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama both revere Saul Alinsky and speak of him often. Hillary Clinton actually wrote her college thesis on Saul Alinsky, and she said that he was the guy that he admired most, along with Margaret Sanger. Obama also wrote a book quoting Saul Alinsky several times, saying that he was a mentor. Let me let Dr. Carlson break it down a little bit more for you.
Clinton is that one of her heroes, her mentors, was Saul Alinsky. And her senior thesis was about Saul Alinsky. This was someone that she greatly admired and that affected all of her philosophies subsequently. Now, interestingly enough, let me tell you something about Saul Alinsky. He wrote a book called Rules for Radicals. On the dedication page, it acknowledges Lucifer, the original radical who gained his own kingdom. Now think about that. This is a nation where our founding document, the Declaration of Independence, talks about certain inalienable rights that come from our Creator.
Mayor, I want you to remember that Saul Alinsky is their architect. He wrote the Democratic Playbook. Now, when I run off a few of these things, I want you to think about, have you seen this? Have you seen these policies? And does this sound familiar to you? Rule number 1. Power is not only what you have, but what the enemy thinks you have. Rule number 2. Never go outside the expertise of your own people. Rule number 3. Whenever possible, go outside the expertise of the enemy. Rule number 4. Make the enemy live up to his own books of rules. Rule number 5. Ridicule is the man's most potent weapon. Rule number 6. A good tactic is one your enemy enjoys. Rule number 7. A tactic that drags on too long becomes a drag. Rule number 8. Keep the pressure on, never let it up. Rule number 9. The threat is usually more terrifying than the thing itself. Rule number 10. If you push negative hard enough, it will push through and become positive. Rule number 11. The price of a successful attack is a constructive alternative. Rule number 12. Pick the target, freeze it, personalize it, and polarize it. Now, do any of those tactics sound familiar? I'm sure they do. We've seen this through the media day in and day out for the past 9 years. We've seen the media attack and be on attack. Now, let's talk about a few more things before I wrap this video up, and I want you to get down in the comments and tell me, do this sound familiar? As I read off these last few 8 tactics that's used by the Democratic Party to keep rule, to keep smash over their people, to keep their people under their thumb. These will be Kamala Harris's policies, which was Obama's policies, which are backed by Hillary Clinton and every Democrat. Now let's get into it. Healthcare. Control the healthcare and you control the people. Poverty. Increase the poverty level as high as possible. Poor people are easier to control and will not fight back if you are providing them with everything to live. Debt. Increase the debt to unsustainable level. That way, you are able to increase taxes, and this will produce more poverty. Number 4, gun control. Remove the ability to defend themselves from the government. Think about that. Where have you heard that from? Gun control, huh? That way, you are able to create a police state. Number 5, welfare. Take control. Take control of every aspect of their lives: food, housing, and income. Education. Number 6, take control of what people listen, read, and take control of what their children learn in school. Number 7, religion. Remove all belief in God from the government and schools. Now, where have we seen that? People, if you live in certain states, you've seen this. If you've lived in different places, you've seen they've taken it all the way out of the school system. Okay. Class welfare. Divide the people into the wealthy and the poor. This will cause more discontent, and it will be easier to take tax and the wealth and the support of the poor. Now, think about what I just said. Those 8 things right there. Ask yourself when you're done with this video, ask yourself which party, which class, which people are pushing this agenda. Where does this sound familiar? And before you cast your ballot in November, I want you to understand we got a bigger fish to fry. We got bigger things going on here. And what they want us to focus on, gender, open borders, everything that don't benefit you, you vote accordingly. I am your host, BLS All In This Mess. Thank you for liking and sharing and subscribing to my channel. Till next time, Brother Love Show. Peace.